This is the first time that I think we've seen real money being allocated in size.
They're investment grade assets that have been principally preserved over many market cycles.
The most interest that we've seen from anything that we've done.
Nothing is more powerful than the right idea when the time has come. In decentralized finance, the interest is opening up to differentiated return. And I think the way how it started via Treasury performance replicating products. And we see now the next extension to that, which is CLOs. And for the product which we have launched, we have secured the most experienced CLO manager, Janus Henderson. And that's why I think it resonated so well and attracted the significant inflow.
The thing with AAA CLOs is that they've been around for more than 30 years, a very robust underlying asset. But it's an asset that has historically only been available really to very large institutions. Tokenization, I think, is really that sort of next evolution there. Think about the sort of core investment case of AAA CLOs. It is just uniquely applicable to DeFi markets where people are looking for really very similar things, which is optimized yield.
Grove is the second star in the Sky ecosystem. It really is the formalization of Sky and previously known as Maker's RWA strategy, which we've been pioneers in this space for many years. Principal preservation is the first and foremost priority. That's why we started with short-term US Treasuries, one of the safest assets out there. And then you continue to look down sort of the fixed income landscape, and AAA CLOs is right up there in terms of specific asset that we are looking into is also a fairly liquid structure, which is also very important, especially when you're considering crypto markets and digital assets. So it was just a perfect fit, and we knew we had to go out with a large allocation because we've been waiting on the sidelines for many years.
Almost every other fund launch that we've seen out there, there's a few very small exceptions, but almost every other tokenized fund launch that's been out there, a traditional asset manager would look at it and say, that's just a POC, right? And this is the first time that I think we've seen real money being allocated in size to a fund that is highly recognizable to the broader market, which is our JAAA strategy. I think most people in the traditional finance space are very aware of the growth of that fund in the US over the last 3 years. And so seeing a tokenized version is a pretty clear indication that these worlds are converging.
We have incredible partners, right, with Janus Henderson, as well as Centrifuge, providing the technology and the key structuring capabilities to enable an institution as large and as old as Janus Henderson to interface with, a DAO and an organization that's on-chain. Centrifuge sits in a unique position. They interface with asset managers, but they also make that translation, that bridge into on-chain DeFi and crypto markets. And one key differentiation of the tech stack is, the Centrifuge team and the product and the technology, and it all comes out. You're listening to the market feedback and you're able to incorporate the critical aspects of what makes a product successful from both sides of the kind of user base into the product itself.
For a traditional asset manager to tokenize a fund, the more it can look and feel like launching any other fund, the better. And so really it's around our learnings. Centrifuge, I think, did things pretty similarly from version 1 to version 2, but it was much easier in version 2, largely because of Janus Henderson, the traditional asset manager, kind of understanding the process better, and therefore being able to have it look a lot more like a traditional fund launch. What makes it natively on-chain is the fact that the fund was built and created specifically for tokenized distribution, and that is the only way to buy or purchase the fund. This launch, we definitely saw the most interest that we've seen from anything that we've done from people who are not traditionally involved in DeFi markets at all. So I think it does kind of indicate that this could potentially really shift the attention that gets brought to the space of what's possible in tokenizing funds.
We think about a future where you go through the different risk bands within fixed income and have at some point for all these different buckets a product. I think there's this saying, right, nothing is more powerful than the right idea when the time has come. I think the time has come to be more adventurous when it comes to fixed income.